Hold on, wait, stop. What the F you doing? You better not think about scrolling past this video or scrolling past if it's on your feed or whatever it may be, because this is part four of Karima's life. You understand? If you watch parts one through three, you already know it was crazy and it was intriguing and it was interesting. So why do you think part four would be different? You're bugging. Sit your ass down, listen to this girl's story. Lovely Karima, how are we doing?
Hi, Meek. This is the final one. We have to do more.
Yes, this is the final one, the final chapter of your life story. How you feeling about this one?
I'm feeling all right. It was like perfect timing because I was actually saying I needed to be more transparent, just like in life in general, with like friends, family,
Hmm.
and like, booze and stuff, and like just in general. In general, I need to be more transparent. So this couldn't have been better timing at all. So I appreciate you, and you should let them know that we're gonna do some live in person in New York City this summer,
Of
right?
course. Hell yeah, we definitely do that. Because I honestly feel like that would be better because the last time I did an actual in-person live with somebody next to me was 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I think this would be good, and plus the rapport and the connection we have when we get on that those bright lights and that big
Yeah,
screen,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it would be dope that we could definitely do that, man.
It's gonna be
Seriously.
nice. It's gonna be nice in the city,
Yes.
nice in Times Square. But I did used to enjoy your in person panel. I remember you had the couple people next to you. That I like the feel of that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I started doing in my earlier stages because originally that's how I started doing it, like
I
that,
remember.
you know? So to having a large panel of people, I miss that, man. I gotta get back to that, you know what I'm saying? But definitely doing a live with you in the summertime. We're gonna be doing a few lives in the summertime, so I'm definitely with it. But
Wait.
for those that have been following my journey since I came back from my rabbit hole, this will be the last time you will see me on the Breaking Bread platform until September because I decided to revamp everything, try to get the LLCs, the trademarks popping so I can really turn this into my lifestyle because I have decided and I said to myself, this is something that I really want to pursue. Of course, I'm gonna have my job and do whatever I gotta do, but I'm gonna really put my energy and my life into this because it's therapeutic for me, man, So why not put your all into everything that you like or into something that you like? So this would be my last show, and I'm so, so happy I'm able to enjoy this last show with you. So
Thank
thank you,
you.
my queen. I
No, thank
appreciate you.
you. Thank you, my king. Appreciate you for this.
All
Thank you. Thank
right.
you for this opportunity. Seriously.
Yes. Yes, it's all love. All right, let's get into it. You ready?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm about to say you better shake your head. Yes.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Question number one. Name one deceased family member you miss and why.
Okay. I mean, I have multiple family members that I miss. So I will say my stepdad, Larry. And even though you said one, I'm going to name my grandmother as well. And also, yeah, I miss those two. I miss my stepdad. He actually passed away when I was 22, right when I had William. So he was like a big part of my life. He was just an amazing, amazing man. Like he taught me so much. He gave me so much like insight and wisdom. I mean, I feel like he's like the epitome of a man, and epitome also. I call him my stepdad, but he said we don't use those titles. I'm saying it for you guys on the show. But that was my dad. Like he was the best out of me, my brother, and then my sister. I was his favorite, of course. Got whatever I wanted. Gave me all the jewelry that I wanted, and he just basically just taught me like he loved us so much. We were his stepkids. He treated us like we were his kids. He also had his own kids, so I have siblings from him as well. But when I say like this man was just like amazing and just like exuded like internal and external strength, and I miss him so much. My son's middle name is his first name, and I just he was just great. Like he was great. And my grandmother, I miss her a lot. She died when I was 18. She was amazing. She was strong. She took about six of her grandkids, raised them. I didn't. I went with her friend, like I mentioned before, her coworker. But she was great. She passed away about 60. So I just feel like she didn't even live her whole life. Like she raised her four kids and then she raised about five or six grandkids. So I think just want to make her proud. But I don't want to roll into the next question. But those two I miss. But I also, also I miss. I'm going this is long, but now I'm done after this. I miss your great aunt and your great uncle. They were amazing, Mr. and Mrs. Lee. Married for like 65 years. Like I got, even though my grandmother was married to my grandfather, they were separated by the time I came around. But I got to see like, like a Cosby family, like a married family. Like she would make his plate. Sometimes she would have me bring the plate in the back, just like serving him on a tray. I'm like, what's going on around here? But so I miss them. I miss them. The wisdom that I got from him, the wisdom I got from her stories, his stories, the same stories, but their point of views. But so I just love Black love and I just love family. So I miss that. And I miss the Sunday dinners that your great aunt and great uncle used to have every Sunday. So those are the people that I miss. I miss a lot more, but those are the four people that really like I miss a lot. I just miss being around them and just miss them.
Okay. So I have some run along questions I want to ask you. So
Mm-hmm.
regarding your father, how did it feel for you to be raised by a male in a generation where a lot of men don't like to step up to the plate as far as being a father figure?
Well, I felt so for me because yes, he's my father, but he was also my stepfather. So for me, I'm very, very big on um, actions matching the words, which I've mentioned before. So this man, not being my biological father, but treated me like he was my father and I was his daughter, and I would do anything for him and he would do anything for me. I felt very blessed, but I felt extra blessed because this man didn't have to stay around, especially in a society where your fathers are leaving their kids and letting the mother or whomever, especially in the 80s, we were in an era of just like it was craziness. But for me, I felt really, really blessed, and I still feel blessed. Like I still feel like my dad is still walking beside me or watching me or looking out for me. I just talked to his brother 2 days ago, my uncle, and I'm grateful. I'm really just grateful that I had an example of a man, and like he paid all the bills, gave my mother I mean, like he was just like, and it has nothing to do with bills. It's just like his character. And what I really miss about him and what I really can always remember is his laugh. He had this whole, like, he laughed with his whole heart, and like, I mean, it was like a chuckle. And as he got older, he had emphysema, so he was on oxygen. But and I mean, he was a model back in the day. He was just amazing. Like he did glass something, I forgot what it's called. Like he had a business. Yeah, he was in the Navy. Like there's nothing he couldn't do. He fixed, he sewed. I can't even sew, so I wish I would have asked him to teach me. A man, he knew how to, like, he was just like a manly man. So I just felt truly blessed, and I still feel blessed because, like I said, I still feel him around me. You know what I mean? Especially when I pray or when I talk, I still talk to the people that have passed on. So, and ask for insight and wisdom. He was just so wise. So I feel blessed to answer your question. Long, like a long question, a long answer, but I'm blessed, grateful.
Nah, it's no such thing as a long question or a long answer. This is your life, baby. You gotta remember. I want people to know who Karima is and not just the La Olla. Okay.
Oh gosh, your favorite term.
So another question I have for you, what good qualities you think you've learned from your grandmother?
Strength. I talk to my cousin all the time. My first cousin, who is like my sister. The strength. I come from a strong family, but even though she passed away at 60, she had cancer 3 times. The last battle of cancer did her in. But when I tell you, this woman to raise four kids and then to take in six grandkids, like, you know what I mean? It's the strength that she had is because you raise your kids and now you want to live your life, but instead of seeing them go where they shouldn't go, you sit up there and you come up and you take them. So my grandmother was so strong. I have a name tattooed right on my wrist. It's my only tattoo. But that woman, like, so basically she provided me two moms, my biological mom and my mom that raised me. And that my grandmother, I'm just like in awe. And then as you growing up, you don't realize how strong these people are. But looking back, and then as you get into your teenage years or like a little older, you just realize how strong your grandparents are, or like the older people in your family. And her strength is just her strength, her resilience, her ability to figure it out. She came from DC. She married my grandfather. She was like 15. Her father was gonna kill my grandfather, so they ran out and left DC. So someone who leaves their family for a man, like gets married, and she's just amazing, and I hope I'm making her proud because she is great. Like she has so many qualities. Like there's nothing she couldn't do, and I think that's where I get that from. Like I'm gonna figure it out. That's definitely from Ern. It's my grandmother, but yeah, that's that Ern. I'm telling you, the humor, the
Yeah,
laugh, the strength, courage. We're gonna do whatever we got to do. We're gonna figure it out. That's definitely from my grandmother. My high cheekbones. So yes,
yeah.
beautiful woman. Yeah.
Big prayers and big shout outs to your deceased loved ones up there in heaven.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I definitely agree with you with that because I feel the last strong generation was our grandparents, man. Like, no shade towards the parents, but I just feel the real strength came from the grandparents' generation. I not That wouldn't be considered baby boomers. It's before baby boomers. I don't know exactly. I
I
gotta
think
look it
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. I think so.
But yeah, that for me in my eyes, because it's like I feel now that the way the world is, it makes it easy for you to be a failure. You feel what I'm saying? Like society doesn't really push you to be a better person. Society just wants to keep you in this certain criteria based off your educational level or your ethnic background. But back in the days, it's like if you wanted something to happen, you had to go out there and go get it. You feel what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was going to give it to you. They didn't have all of this stuff they have now back in the day.
No,
Like, I'm not saying you had to stay together back in the day, but if you really wanted to make it happen and give your children the future they deserve, you had to do it together. You feel what I'm
exactly.
saying? That saying that it takes a village stemmed from that generation, from our grandparents and our great grandparents, So I
Yep,
definitely agree with you with that. Like a lot of strength came from that generation because
it
now
did.
this generation is mentally, emotionally, and physically weak, man. And it's like you don't have those grandmothers back in the day that you have now. That's pulling you by your collar, telling you messing up, or you don't have those neighbors that say, "Hey, if you see my son or my grandson or my daughter or my granddaughter outside doing some fucked up shit, go outside and snatch their ass up." You know what I'm
Yep,
saying? You
yep.
don't have that no more. Now
No.
we have social media where we'll see our friends' kids doing bad, and we posting it on
Right.
Instagram or
Taping
on
it.
Snapchat, taping it and
Mm-hmm.
posting it to get likes and to get views. Like, you know. What's up with that? We definitely got to change that, man. We got to bring it back to the golden days, man, because those were the days where things were done right? So,
Yeah, yeah. That is what's missing. You're absolutely right. One person
yeah,
looking out for the next person. That's the thing, really, right? Those neighbors looked
exactly.
out and made sure. You know what I mean? Like your kid was my kid, your grandkid was my grandkid, and we don't have that
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
Like you
Exactly.
said, they're taping people getting beat up and people getting killed, which is crazy. I don't even want to see that, let alone
Yeah,
taping. And how like it's
exactly.
we're just living in a different world. And yeah, we had some amazing grandparents, and you're right. It did. The parents are not. They don't have the same level of strength that the
They don't.
grandparents did.
They
Yup.
don't.
And there
Amen
was
to that.
more marriages too, but in the grandparents' age, you know what I mean? I feel like the parents not so much, not all the time,
Yeah,
but like you know what I mean? Like that's when it started trickling down, and
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I don't know so much.
Okay. Question number two. Since you named more than one person, I'm going to revise this question. Would those people be proud of you today?
um, I would say so. I would say they'd be proud of me. I mean, there were some choices I made that I could have skipped over, but I think for the most part, yes. I think everybody that I named, my grandmother, my father, and your great aunt and great uncle, I think they would be very proud of me. I've come a long way. I've said what I wanted to do, and I've hit every goal. And then also, not even just education level. I feel like I'm a good person. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm a kind person. So I feel like they would be proud of me. You know what I mean? Like I still have a level of humility that I think everybody needs to remain and keep, no matter what your education level is, what your job is. I think you should remain humble. Like it doesn't matter how many followers you have. I think humility is the most important thing, and just being a decent human being. So yes, I think they would absolutely all be proud of me. Yeah, yes, I do think so. If I had to say so myself, I do believe they would all be proud of me.
Okay, so here's another run along question.
Hmm.
What is one thing they would be proud of right now?
Um, I think they would be proud of the fact that, like, how strong I am. Like, that no matter what comes my way, I just keep going. Or, like, even though things come in my way, I still, you know what I mean? Like, I still tunnel through. So I think they would be proud of that. And I think they would just be proud that I did what I said I was going to do, you know? So, yeah, I think that.
Amen to that. Amen to that. I definitely can respect that, man. Okay, question number three. If you were to pass away today, what would your loved ones say about you?
What a grim question when I read that. But
I
so,
know, I know, I know.
yeah, yeah, pretty I don't know what to say. So it's funny that you asked that question because I actually was telling people, I told a few people that I wanted to like pre write my obituary and then like email it or something, or like plan my funeral, because I feel like, or like make a video, because we live in a time now where there's a lot of video. So I said I wanted to have like a video played. I don't know if that would be like weird, but I feel like I just like, I want to write my obituary and then I also want to have my video played, like just like a couple words and stuff, like insight and advice. So I guess this is like prepping me for that. So when I read this question, because you sent it to me, I said it kind of made me sad reading it, but I would say to think, God forbid, if today was my last day on earth, um, it would bring like tears to my eyes because I'm a single mom and I'm still very needed. So I don't have much of a village or support system. Never really did. So when I was struggling emotionally, financially, and spiritually over the years, because I've been a single mom for 16 years, if I passed away today, my loved ones would stand up and give me the flowers that I actually needed while I was alive, since I'm very hard on myself. So someone said yesterday, I was listening to motivation. She said you need to stop looking at your to-do list and look at your to-done list. So my loved ones would stand up and say, "Oh, she's such a kind person. Her kindness, her soul, her demeanor. She was hardworking, persistent." She would say, that Karima truly knew what it was to, that it was more blessed to give than to receive, especially because she gave more than she received. Karima had a beautiful soul who would help anyone. Her smile and personality would light up any room she entered, which is definitely evident because I went to this Mother's Day brunch show in Chicago 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and I was killing. I didn't know anybody. I knew one or two people, and just like my energy, and even somebody told me that the other day, like my energy everybody. And I'm sorry, let me connect back to. Oh, I allow God to play an amazing. I don't know what I wrote. I'm sorry. I would say that they would also say that I love the serenity of the beach, the water. I loved my family, but I also loved solitude. So I like taking a step back. And also, they would say that she was a great friend, great daughter, great mom. She would have made a great future wife to an amazing brown man. That's what I started to say before. And that the last couple of years, it's 2025. So the last couple of years, there's like a difference in me that I started taking more risks. They would say that I jumped into acting, that I started saying yes more to things, to risk. I started saying no more to people, which was actually saying yes. When you say no to other people, I was saying yes to myself. So they would say that there was a big difference of Karima from 2021 to 2025, doing more for herself, less for others, and that she understood that life is so fragile, so
Mm-hmm.
so and it vanishes so quickly. And that's why she decided to take more risks instead of being paralyzed. She stopped fantasizing about her dream job, her dream degree, a dream guy, a dream date, a dream trip. She wanted to go on a trip. She went. She said yes. Um, a better life and work balance, and that she started taking more time for herself after 2021 when she met someone, and also just like when she started that she had that acting break with the snake. So I started saying no more and choosing impossibility, actively pursuing more things that I like to do, and wasn't letting fear win anymore. And lastly, they would end it probably with she loved to laugh. So when she heard a joke, she would take that joke like she wrote it and tell everybody in the whole wide world, and mimic it, and talk about, look at this joke that he did and that she did, because I loved comedy. I listen to comedy every day, motivational stories, stories that people overcome life, and I did when I complained about it, I did love being a mom. It was tiring because I felt overwhelmed a lot, despite what it looked like. Because I'm really good at, you really can't see when I'm overwhelmed, or you really can't see that I'm going through a lot. But they would just say that I was an amazing person, but and I truly wanted to thrive and not simply survive. So I think that's what they would say, something like that. And if they didn't, they better take some notes, because that was a great obituary. I think I touched on everything that I wanted to touch. Yep.
No, because for me, the reason that I asked that question was because a couple of years back, I'll say probably maybe 10 or more years back. I don't know exactly the time, but anyway, I had a conversation with my cousin, and he was like basically saying to me, like, you really gotta get your life together, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, not blah, 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 but so on and so forth. And he said to me, you gotta look at it like this. What would people say about you in your obituary?
Mm,
And when he said that shit to me, it didn't really make sense until maybe 2 years ago. And I was like, wow, this is what he means. Because when my cousin passed away, that was what really woke me up. And at that moment, I thought about that conversation I had with my cousin. Because realistically, my cousin Josh that passed away, I personally know him. You feel what I'm saying? So I know what I would say, but to everybody else, it would be something completely different. And the crazy shit is most of it would probably be bad.
mm.
So that's when I was like, you know what? I really got to change my life. So that's basically what sparked that question. That's why I decided to write it down, because I feel like it would be a very good question, thought provoking question to really make you sit back and say, what am I doing with my life? That was the basis of the question, because if you was to answer that question and it would be nothing but negative stuff, that means you got to change certain shit about yourself, and you should do it while you have breath in your body. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I get it,
So
and that I get it. That's actually a good point, and I think I picked up on that because I
yeah.
wrote 3 pages of, but I wrote. But I think even though I said this question made me sad a little bit, just thinking about that it could be my last day. You know what I mean? Just in
Yeah.
general, because I have so much more I need to do, and so much love, living, laughing, that I just feel like I have so much to do, and that I'm just getting started. You know what I mean? Like in your
Hmm.
30s, you're just getting started, really. You know what I mean? Not to negate your years before, but or I feel like you start to know where you need to. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
you're not getting the hang of it because we still hanging by a thread, but we're finally seeing what we need to go to. So I wrote, um, but I think this question can be a reminder to live more or be more intentional in my life,
Yep,
or to
yep.
show me, yeah, good things about me, and not to focus on the stuff that I harp on that's not so good. So I did pick up on why you asked the question, but it's still kind of sad. You know what I mean?
It's
Just
still
even
kind of
thinking
sad at the
about
same
it.
time. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to think, you know, it's sad. So,
All right. Let's get into question number 4. Sum up your life in one word and explain why you chose that word.
One word, I'm either not
You're a,
talking or talk a lot. So I don't know what you
you're a
want.
you're a woman of many words, I know, but
And a woman in general, we have a lot to say. So, how they
yeah,
say women talk, tell a story, and then how a guy literally tells a story like this. And women be
like
like,
yeah, word, word, word.
that's so funny. Not me though, because I don't, not me. But if I had to sum up my life in one word, which is very difficult, um, I would say I was kind of harping between resilient and overcomer. So I'm going to say overcomer, I think, or like persistent.
Okay,
I think I'm going to say, no, 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 I don't like persistent. I'm going to say I'm an overcomer. And I'll say that because my life, I feel like my life has been nothing but curveball after curveball. Some of them I've created myself, some of them have just come towards me, just
mm,
how I was
yeah,
born. So I'm going to say that I think I'm an overcomer, and I think that's the one word that would describe me because nothing stopped me really. Nothing has stopped me. Not you know what stopped me though? Me. There's times where I stopped me, but I feel like everything else in life I've kept going, kept pushing through, crying through, been depressed through, struggled through, but and I think I've held myself back a lot, just like not taking risks and just decisions I've made. But I'm overcoming that too. Overcoming feelings of like not feeling like I'm not doing enough and feeling like I'm stagnant and just, so like I said, I told you the last episode, I'm giving myself more grace. I'm just redirecting my thoughts, you know what I mean? Like even if I have a bad day, I'm trying to just make it a bad moment. So I'm a very upbeat, positive person 90% of the time, but 10% of the time I'm really not. Um like my best friend, she's like, "You're always so positive." And then I had to say, like, actually I'm not. Like you have to get up every day and actually multiple times during the day and choose to be positive. No one's a positive person all of the time. Like you can't, but it's better than being negative. Like, and then also like my body just, I don't like when I feel sad and negative. You know what I mean? Like this week I had quite a week and I don't know. I saw somebody on the boat, not to negate the question, but I saw somebody on the boat that I used to see in my grandmother's neighborhood. We weren't really friends, but like I saw him when he walked up to me, and I was having a really just a tough morning that day. I think it was Tuesday, just a tough morning. But I shook it off and I went to Brooklyn and I saw him when I was coming back. And he said he had a tough day. So we talked on the whole boat. And he's like, "Wow, I'm so glad I saw you." Because we both were like giving each other flowers. I'm like, "You went far, you did this." He's like, "Wow, I can't believe it. I see you on Facebook and Instagram." And I needed it because I'm not always a positive person. So that day, sometimes I'm an overcomer all the time, but sometimes there's times when I always pour into people. Sometimes I need people to pour into me, and I feel like I'm always
amen,
pouring
amen.
into everybody, and like nobody really asks me if I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like no one. Like, and even when I'm not okay, I'm still making sure other people are okay. And I just wish, I just wish I had the same. But despite all that, I am an overcomer, and that's it. I'll always be an overcomer. And I think that comes from
Love
my
that.
grandmother. Like I said, the strength. Like even when I feel like I can't, like I had some days this week, and but I'm okay now. For now, we'll see. I'll
I
put on my
love, I love,
motivation.
I love that answer. I
Yeah, I'm
really
okay
do.
for now. And actually, I'll be great. Put my motivation on. Listen to my speaker, and I got some things I need to do. It's May. We're doing this, and I'm not saying nothing's happening next year. Things are happening this year. Like I'm not putting a New Year's
Hmm.
resolution for next year. Things are going to get better and better and greater in the next couple weeks, in the next month. Like I'm not saying
Hmm.
2026 is my year. This is my year. This is my month. This is my moment. Like you, I'm so grateful for you, Meek. I told you that yesterday because like what was that 2 days ago? I told you like I said I wanted to do more, wanted to be more transparent. I wanted to do I said I wanted to do a podcast years ago and I talked.
Yeah.
Now you allowed me to host it. I got to ask you your questions. Now I'm on here a 4-part series. Like so I feel like you're pushing me in a direction. Like sometimes God or the universe, whatever you believe in, sends people in your life that you don't even think are going to be in your life, and they push you. And like, so I just really want to thank you for helping me overcome like my transparency issues, my the fact that I said I wanted to do a podcast or be on a podcast, and just like this is going to help me because I know I'm going to be a hosting a gig or something. I just know it. So I feel like this opportunity is preparing me for future opportunities. So I really want to thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for allowing me to overcome my shyness and my everything. So thank you.
Well, that's one of my dreams to me. Like me personally, even though you're supposed to focus on your happiness, but just seeing other people happy and knowing I played a part in that, just it warms my heart up the same way if I was to succeed as well. So to see you, get out of your element, learn to be transparent and prepare you for future roles, whether it may be acting or podcasting, to say I was a part of that, I should be thanking you. So I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. And just like you, I like to see other people happy too. That makes me happy. You know what I mean? Like, I saw
Yeah,
something that said the smallest things for me, they'd be like, what's your weakness? And they'll say, it said, smallest things make me like hurt me. So I get hurt by the smallest things. And then they said, well, what is your strength? And it's like, it was talking about me because it said, like, the smallest things make me happy. You know what I mean? So, like, the
yeah,
smallest things make me happy. And then also other people succeeding and overcoming. And that's why I push people. I can literally be a life coach or like a motivator in some way, like speeches and stuff, because I literally want to see people overcome their own paralysis. Like if
yeah,
that's if you
yeah,
literally if you put it like that, sometimes we paralyze ourselves. So I literally I so this is great. I remember I was pushing you, stop doing this, and I'm like, no, you gotta come back. Like, no, where
yeah,
are
yeah.
you?
Where
Where are
you
you, me? You
was,
gotta come
you
back. And he's
was,
like, what's happening? Yeah, yes, we gotta get out our own way, and that's what we're doing. So
and
I like
that, and
other
it's
people overcoming stuff. But go ahead. I'm sorry,
yeah.
I cut you off.
No, you good. One thing, damn, you just really made me think this is true because you were one of the only people that was like, yo, what's up? When you doing this podcast again? And like you were very persistent. Like every other day you would, yo, what you doing? Like when you gonna come? Like, why you doing this? Come on, go back to the podcast and stuff. So,
Right. Yes.
like I said, I should be thanking you because if it really wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't even be doing this right now because I was in that very deep depressive state where I just was like, I don't even want to do this no more. And you were like one of the only people that was like, yo, get back into it. And the fact that you were being very persistent on me getting back into my element when you had your own shit going on, I gotta thank you for that because a lot of people won't do stuff like that. So for
Well,
you to do that, thank you, man. Because now that I really think about it, I really would not be here if it wasn't for you. Because you are the only person that was like, yo, get back into it. I'm telling you, once you get back into it, you'll feel better. And what did I say? Oh yeah, you right. Oh yeah, you right. And so one day I just said, fuck it, let me get back in there. And now I feel good. I mean, I have my bad days and I have my good days, but you brought me back to life. So thank you again.
you are welcome, man. I told you, like, I've been depressed. Like, man, and you can't even tell when I'm depressed because that's why I say I've been an actor. Like, you can't even tell. Like, and that's society also just makes you feel like you can't even be depressed. And then also,
Hmm.
like, or like I pick up. I'm very empathetic, so I pick up. I can talk to somebody and tell like they're off. You know what I mean? Like they literally off. So I had to push you. Like you talk. Like I'm like I loved your podcast, especially the panels. I think that was before the pandemic, but I love podcasts in general. But I'm like,
Yeah,
but dialysis. That's funny. I was talking about dialysis yesterday. Depression will paralyze you. It's like you love podcasting, so I knew
yeah,
something was off because it literally makes it's like this sinking hole you fall into for depression. We talked
yep,
about that. And it makes you
yep.
not even want to do stuff that you normally want to do. And it's just like you can never climb out of it. And I wish more people would check up on people more and like listen to them, talk to them, and help them because you really can't pull people out of a depression, but you can be there for them. And especially, I've been depressed, and I don't like the feeling, and I know they don't like the feeling. So I'm glad that I was able
Amen.
to get you back into podcasting and being. I know I was being annoying. I was like, I know I'm being annoying and being. You calling it persistent, but I know I was being annoying with the asking you, but I really wanted you to get back into it because this is what you wanted to do. So I knew something was off. I knew it, and I don't know. I know when stuff is off with people. Like I can pick up on it, and I don't know. So yeah, not to get off topic, but yeah, I'm glad that I was able to bring you back out. Like because depression is no joke. Like trust me. As you
It's
was
really
talking,
not.
you were talking, I had tears in my eyes because it's like it's so sad. Depression is so sad. Like it's crazy. You know, it's really
Amen
bad.
to that. You're really not lying.
Yeah. So I'm glad you are here and thriving and changing names and talking about LLC. That I'm so happy. You know what I mean? That makes me happy. Like I said,
I
things make me
appreciate you.
happy.
Appreciate you.
Of course. Of course.
All right. We're getting towards the ending of the show, and I have a new segment I've been messing with called Pick Your Poison. So after this brief intermission, we'll get into it.
My mind wonders how bad will it be for you, so I guess there is only one way to find out. Pick your poison wisely and hope it doesn't hurt.
All right. This is Pick Your Poison. Before I go any further, I want to give a big shout out to author Nikki Nicole because she brought this format to my attention when I was on her podcast. So that's why I decided to do something like this. Anyway,
Thank
let's
you,
get into
Coach
it.
Nikki.
Yep. Welcome to Pick Your Poison, where either you have to answer a pre-made question that I have written down, or you have to answer a random question on my mind. But here is the kicker. If you choose not to answer either or, you have to tell an embarrassing story about yourself. So the question I have for you, Karima, are you ready to pick your poison?
Yes.
Okay, so what you gonna go with?
It's the last one, so I'm gonna use a random question. Hopefully
Ooh,
my internet goes out.
a random question. Okay. Uh, why are you single?
Got my cheekbones higher. Well, why are you assuming that I'm single? First of all, that's the
Because you
first
said it. You
question.
said it. You were a single mother,
Well,
and
even
you.
I can have, and I said that before. You can be a single mom and still be with someone. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you're still a single mom whether you have a boyfriend or not, unless you get married. That's what my opinion. Like you're still
Oh,
a single
okay,
mom. You're single mom
okay,
dating is basically what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's my opinion.
okay.
But why am I single? I am single. Since you think I'm single, I am single. I guess I don't. I'm just too picky. Um, way too picky. But I mean, I'm dating. But
Oh,
I
you
am.
are. So you're not
I
single
am
then.
dating. I am.
Oh, so
I am
basically,
single. Taraji said, if you don't have a ring on your
nah, nah,
finger,
nah, nah,
you're
nah, 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 nah.
single. You're
Don't use
single.
that
You're
Taraji bullshit.
single. And I love my cousin Taraji B Henson. Don't have a ring on my finger. I don't have a man. I don't have a boyfriend. Where is he at? Is he? We're not using that. There's no labels there. So I am single. Why am I single? Too
Oh,
picky. Probably a little self-sabotaging, but I'm working on it. And lack of transparency, probably. But I'm working on all that. So ask me again
okay,
in a month or two.
okay. So are you available to speak to other people or?
Yes.
All
Yes. Yes.
right, I
I have a
appreciate
question
you.
for you.
Oh yeah, we did mention that. Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Um, my question is, what do you want to be known for? Like, what is your legacy? What would you like your legacy to be? Basically, it's the same kind of concept. Like, what would you want people to stand up and say at your funeral? But what would you like to be known for? However you
Um,
get to that.
I would like to be known for. Well, since you asking me, I might as well show my beautiful face. So let's get it. All right, since you asking me a
There you
question,
are. Yes.
let me put the solo on me. All right, but I guess I want to be known for redemption because I've done a lot of messed up stuff in my life. I've hurt a lot of people. I've done a lot of things I'm not proud of, and now I'm at a point in my life where I want to really get myself together. I want to be a better person for myself so I can be a better father to my children, so I can be a husband to a wife one day. So guess I would say redemption so people could say that boy Meek did a lot of shit, but he made it out of that rabbit hole. He made it out of the snake's pit, and now look at him, he's thriving. So I guess to answer your question, I want to be known for redemption because as long as I got breath in my body, I have a chance to get it right, and I will get it right, and I will persevere, and I will be known for redemption. So to answer your question, redemption.
I like that answer. Redemption. Now, last exercise that I have for you.
Okay.
Give me 2 or 3 things for the following statements. I guess we'll do one statement at a time. It's only 3. I am proud of. Let me get 2 or 3 things that you would say. Like, I need you to say, I am proud of that, or I am proud of things about yourself.
Okay, so let's start with the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I am proud of my daughter, my youngest daughter. I am proud that I am learning resilience. I am proud that I am seeking counseling.
I'm proud of you too. Next
Appreciate
one.
you.
I forgive myself for.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I'm
Oh
getting,
my
look, I'm
God.
getting ready for my tour. I'm gonna tell you something. These motivational speakers is out here getting paid 150, 200K. I'm preparing for the opportunity. It's on the way. So yeah, what do you forgive yourself for, Mr. Meek?
I forgive myself for
Solo.
having
We
a
need a
child.
solo. We need a
We
solo. We
want
need a
solo.
solo.
All right.
Yep, for this one, we need a
Okay.
solo. Mm-hmm. Yep, there you are.
I forgive myself for being a young parent. Oh my God. I damn. Hey boy, I wasn't expecting this. To be completely honest with you, I don't really know how to do that. I guess you could say that stems from low self-esteem or feeling like I don't deserve anything. So besides that one thing, I really don't have another answer for the next
We
two.
need so the audience, the chase your dreams
Hmm.
audience, we need you to dig deep. So you just discussed redemption on the previous question. So you
Okay.
can't say that you don't think you deserve to be forgiven, because you, the previous one, you are seeking redemption. So dig deep. What else can you forgive
Okay.
yourself for?
I forgive myself for being a terrible person, you know, especially to females in all aspects. Um, I forgive myself for oh, oh man. Oh, I forgive myself for believing in family is family because of who they are and not versus not for I forgive myself for expecting stuff from people that I shouldn't expect it from. There we
Mm,
go.
that's big. That's big.
All
Leave it
right.
on solo because I got another. Oh, it's
Oh
okay. It's
man.
okay. No, because that was the biggest one. It's okay. So this is
Okay.
affirmation time. Give me 2 to 3 statements starting with I am.
Mm,
I can go first if you
okay.
want.
I
Oh, go ahead.
am
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna get my Dodge Charger. That's my dream car, Dodge Charger.
Okay.
I am going to be a better person. I am going to spark that person that can change the world through my words.
Hmm. That's
Or,
that's
or I am going to spark that brain of the person that's going to change the world through my words.
that's good. That's good. I like that. Can I go now on these? And
Of
then I just,
course.
I like that. I like that. So what I would say, I not that I wrote anything down because I actually just wrote your stuff down so I can send it to you because I like them. So I would say I am proud of how hard I keep going no matter what. And I would say I am proud that even though this was a rough week emotionally and mentally, that I had a little acting gig on Tuesday that I did not want to go because I was just feeling off. But I'm glad and I'm proud that I went anyway, that I didn't let it like persuade me to just not go at all, because I had a lot of fun and I was around a lot of people I didn't know, but we had a ball, like we knew each other. So I'm really glad that I went, because sadness allows you, like you said, like we said earlier, to not do what you really want to do. So I'm really proud that I fought through that sadness that day. And I guess lastly, I would say that um I'm proud that this probably will go, I forgive myself for, but I'm proud of the fact that I left that abusive relationship not knowing, like I'm just proud that I left. That I can leave it at that. So I would say I forgive myself for being a young parent. I was 22, even though I graduated college. It doesn't matter. I still felt like less than, and like disappointed in myself, and like just disappointed, like for my stepfather. You know what I mean? I just felt disappointed, like I let people down. And I'm also forgive myself for not leaving when I saw like the first sign of being disrespected, and not even just with that abusive relationship. I'm gonna say that as a whole, like as a with my family is disrespectful. If they take advantage of me, just anybody. Like I had an old best friend, I don't talk to him anymore. I should have left the first time. He was selfish and arrogant, and I just let it keep going. But I definitely forgive myself for, which took years. I think I just am forgiving myself for being in that abusive relationship and not leaving. But I forgive myself for being so hard on myself. And I am working on being a better person too. I am going to be somebody's wife in the future. See, there's no ring here. I am going to just, I'm going to be the best I can be. Like, I know I'm not living at 100%. People think because I got these degrees, or maybe I got degrees, but there's more to come. That's what I'm going to leave it at. So I am loading.
Amen.
I am loading because God is doing his big thing. Like he shows up and shows out, and like whether you believe in him or not, like I know I am going to be successful. And I'm going to be happy, like a successful, happy person with a great work-life balance. So I'm gonna do the law, but I'm gonna have some acting, I'm gonna have some motivation, and it's all going to overlap. And I'm just gonna be happy. So fully. You know what I mean? So those are my I ams. Now, last question for you.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you. Is you named those three things that I named that I gave you before, but
You know what?
it
I
is
gotta say this real quick.
go ahead.
You notice I said one question. You think you slick, yo, but go ahead, man.
What?
You
You know,
think you slick, son.
women don't listen either. What? You say
Nah,
what?
nothing. Go ahead.
We
Ask the
tell long we
question,
tell
man.
long stories, and we don't hear. So last one. I said that before, right?
All
Last
right.
one, for real, for real. There's nothing left on my book. Because it kind of like it overlaps with what I asked you before. So you have to
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So it is May, right? It's the end of May, Meek. What do you want your next week, your next month, or your next 2 months to look like? That will, so basically, how will you change your life? So, how will your next month look like? What steps will you make, or what steps will you write down, or what are you going to do in these next month or next 7 days so that your life can change into all those I ams that you just mentioned? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's funny you mentioned this because I was just talking to my therapist yesterday about this, and one of the things that he had mentioned to me is you have to step outside of your box. You understand? Like, I understand you're comfortable where you're at, but are you happy? And once he said that to me, I had to think to myself, and I said, "Hell no, I ain't happy." Then he said, "All right, step outside of your comfort zone." So I think one of the things that I would do is, like you said, the bucket list thing, start doing some of those things on my bucket list, put myself out there to interact with different people. Because I feel ultimately the only way I would be surrounded by the people I want is if I put myself out there, or I try to find those circles to be surrounded in. So I think, to answer your question, going out more. I really need to go out, and I don't mean to go to the club, to go pop a bottle, or to smoke and drink. I mean go out in the sense of, like, go for a hike, find a nice trail to hike, or go mountain biking, or find a bunch of guys to play basketball with. different things that I normally wouldn't do. So to answer your question, put myself out there, just throw Meek in the fire and, see what happens.
I like that. That that
Hmm.
that I can attest to because that's what I've been doing the last couple of years. And yeah, I'm so glad I did that. Especially a couple of years ago, I went somewhere I wasn't gonna go, and I went, and I just the universe and God has aligned me to meet certain people, and I'm so grateful. You know what I mean? I'm really grateful that
Yes.
I
Amen.
went
Amen.
here because there's no way I would have met the people that I met, or this one person in particular. So I'm really grateful. So shout out to going out and stepping out your comfort zone, and you
Hmm.
do one thing,
Hmm.
and once you start doing things, then you're like, wow, like yeah, like I don't know, just doing different things. Like I'm telling you, like it feels so good. Like I've never taken more risks than I've taken in the last couple of years. Like I think I got invited to go to Florida like a week's time. I'm not going. That's too much. I went and I had a ball. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I'm grateful, 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 grateful. We gotta just gotta do more, be more, and yeah, that's what we gotta do.
Right. So since this is the ending of the show, you know how it goes. Do you have any words of inspiration for the people watching?
I mean, I just dropped all these jewels and everything, the whole show. But yes, as a woman, I do have some final points of just one word. So, final point, I would say, or final gems that I wrote a couple things, so maybe I'll read it. I would say that I've read this somewhere. I realize I can't be a giver anymore. I want to be loved, nourished, reciprocated, taken care of, spoiled, prioritized in certain aspects, and not just by words, but by actions too. And also, I would say, what is the point of being alive if you're not going to try for something? Are we not going to at least make our time here remarkable? So make your time remarkable, take more risks, create that bucket of stuff that you want to do, not before death, basically, but just what you want to do every month or every week. And just like have the courage, and then also give people their flowers. That's what I would say. Because I said that in the thing. If somebody got up today and spoke about me, I don't want you to say it then. Say it now. If you're proud of me, say it. Like you said it before, that I helped you, come back into the podcast, and I really appreciate it. It was bringing tears to my eyes. Good thing I had the glasses covering my face and the glare from the light, which I should have turned off. But I love hearing that. I like hearing how I inspire people. You know what I mean? Like strangers that I meet, people in life. So we need to start giving each other our flowers. If somebody makes you feel good, like you having a really good time with them, I say that all the time. I know I'm annoying. I'm like, oh my God, I had such a good time. Thank you for bringing me. I want to show my appreciation, like literally. You know what I mean? So I'm big on that. If somebody makes you feel good in the moment, say it. If somebody was really thoughtful, say it. If you love somebody, say it. You know what I mean? Like if you care for them, say it. Like we have to. Like we just have to be in the moment and say what we want to say and show our appreciation to people because you also don't know what type of day that person is having and what those words can mean. You know what I mean? So
Amen.
especially those that pour and pour and pour, who don't get poured back in, they need those type of encouraging words because there's nothing more painful when you realize people do not show up for you the way you show up for them. And I said a lot of different things, but it kind of all correlates with one another. But just
Amen.
show
Amen.
appreciation today and not up there when you're reading a speech or talking about the person. Like Meek, I appreciate you. You are amazing. You're an amazing brown man. And I'm so glad you pushed through. And I can't wait till you come back in September. And I can't wait to do Times Square live podcasting. So I'm really proud of you. I really, really am. Your whole journey. I'm really proud of you. And I'm proud of myself too. So
Amen. I appreciate you for that for real.
you're welcome. What are your final words?
Well, for me, before I go any further, as I mentioned earlier, this will be my final podcast until September because I'm going to revamp. I mean, don't get it twisted. Y'all still going to see me because I'm thinking about doing a little vlog called Bucket List Challenge where
Mm.
I try to do one thing on my bucket list, and it's going to start in July into September. And I'm also thinking about doing a little mini series called the priority test where I'm going to ask a bunch of questions and I'm going to want to know your feedback. So just because you won't see me on the Breaking Bread platform doesn't mean you won't see me again. You will see me throughout the summer. As Karima stated, we're going to be doing a live podcasting, so you're still going to see this beautiful face, just not on my platform because I'm going to revamp it. Like I said, I'm going to get trademarks for logos done. I'm going to get LLCs. So when I come back, I'm going to come back correct. So y'all better be prepared.
We're prepared.
But you know me, I don't really like to get into these long sought out quotes. So I'm just going to keep it simple like Meek does, keeps it simple. Um the pain of success weighs ounces. The pain of not trying weighs tons.
Mm,
So the question you have to ask yourself, which pain are you really willing to go through? That's all I got for y'all.
that's deep.
I appreciate that. So y'all know the motto, y'all know the saying, spread love, not hate, chase our dreams. This has been a good journey. Karima, I appreciate you. To the audience that's been rocking with me, I appreciate you. See you back on the platform in September. We out of here.